Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. It is with great pleasure that we welcome our next guest from Precinct 4. She's the Commissioner Leslie Briones, very active with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, always making sure she puts business on her agenda. And recently, she and her team joined us at our Infrastructure Summit, and we had a full house with all four county commissioners talking about opportunities for businesses and making sure they know where to go for information. Commissioner, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you so much for always making sure you and your team are present when the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is trying to help business. And then on a personal note, as a mother, as a woman who works so hard for our community, I just want to say thank you for being a role model, a leader for so many young people in this great county that we have that we call Harris County. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo. And likewise, you inspire me. You're a friend, a role model, and such a tremendous leader. So as a proud Latina and as a mom, I look up to you so much. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to be on the show and just grateful for the opportunity to serve as county commissioner.
Well, the role that you have, it is a very important one. You touch so many lives with the decisions that you have to make, very important decisions. And in many ways, it's an unexpected blessing being a county commissioner. So let's start with that. And then let's just talk a little bit about your role as a public servant and what that has meant to you.
Absolutely. So this is an unexpected blessing for me because the truth is I never thought I would run for office. I am a proud Latina, grew up in South Texas on the US-Mexico border. So service was always everything to me and my family because my parents are now retired, but 50-year educators. And so they always devoted their life to serving the community. And pretty much it was faith and family at my home. Education was everything. It was the thing they instilled most. And so I knew I always wanted to be serving the community in some way. But through this journey, I, have been a teacher, I'm a lawyer, I helped run a national nonprofit, I have gotten to serve as a civil court judge and now serve as commissioner. But it really has been an unexpected blessing. This was not part of the plan. And as somebody who is very type A, kind of overachiever, who always has a plan, some of the absolute best things in my life have been just complete unexpected blessings. And so as my parents say, if you want to make God laugh, make plans. And so I'm just grateful for this opportunity to serve. And I'm happy to go into more about what, we get to do as county commissioner. But ultimately, it goes back to being a mom. And I believe all of us are public servants in whatever business we're leading, in whatever position we have, because we all have to leave this community better for our children and grandchildren.
So for those of us inside baseball, we understand the important role that Harris County and the commissioners play. But for many people, they may not know. This may be their first interaction. So help them understand what your role is as a county commissioner, what the budget is, and why it is so significant to people's everyday life.
Yeah. So taking a step back, so Harris County is bigger than 26 US states population-wise. Every county in Texas, regardless of how tiny or how big, has 4 precincts, 4 commissioners, 1 commissioner over each precinct, and a county judge. And so I am one of the 4 commissioners, and I have 2 roles, essentially. One is to represent you, anyone who lives in precinct 4. I'm one of 5 votes. So all countywide decisions in the totality, it's a multi-billion-dollar budget. We just passed our budget. There's a general fund. I'm happy to go into a lot of nuance, but the bottom line is it's a very large, over $6 billion budget. And every countywide decision on justice and safety, whether it's law enforcement, our courts, flood mitigation, but we have the Harris County Flood Control District. How are we keeping you and your families safer from flooding? So big picture, the administration of elections and beyond, parks, community centers. And then the other hat is I get to go so deep in precinct 4. So our precinct is bigger than 8 US states, and we have about 500 team members, and we have 62 parks. We have 10 community centers. It has free programming. We fill potholes, we clean ditches. We're first responders after, knock on wood, I pray we don't have a hurricane anytime soon, but after a hurricane, derecho, tornado, we are the ones picking up debris, passing out food, water. And so it's this very high level, 1 of 5 votes for the entire county, but also getting to go so deep in our community. And so I have loved every second. This is my first term at the end of the 3rd year. And it's just been a joy to be in the community, listening and delivering progress.
And among the many priorities and initiatives, there are 3 that come to mind: the access to education, workforce training, and small business. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So my philosophy really stems from growing up in the border, where literally it's one of the gateways to the American dream. And I know my family came to this country because they believed in the opportunity. And so here in Harris County, we're very focused on making sure the American dream is alive and real, but it's more of an American reality for more families. And I believe small businesses, local-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, minority-owned business, they are the foundation of our economy and our community. And so several things we're doing to support them. One, we started a small business revolving loan fund. So it's approximately $17 million, and these can be loans, small, 5,000 up to 250,000, to support small businesses that are still, as we know, some are still having challenges rebounding back from the pandemic. We have that. We also have small business accelerator programs that offer technical assistance on everything from accounting to insurance to bonding and beyond. We have been having numerous workshops throughout the precinct, but also throughout the county, to break down these barriers to entry. In fact, just before this, I was at a buyer's bash, and we had the auditor's office, the purchasing department, Harris Health, all these departments in the community to help walk local businesses through how to do business with the county, because we know it can be complex to fill out all the paperwork, but we want to make it easier. One of the biggest programs that I'm proud that we're really delivering substantial progress is our MWBE program that Harris County is strongly in support of and is doubling down, especially given the challenges we are facing at the state and federal level. So just to show the progress we've made in short time, in 2020, only about 9% of county contracts were going to women and minority-owned businesses. Now that number is closer to 28% of contracts awarded. And in terms of dollars out the door, it is approximately 24%. And thank you for all your leadership of the Hispanic Chamber, I'm proud to report that with regard to our Latino-owned businesses, of the approximate 26% of contracts awarded, Hispanic-owned businesses are about 61% of that. And so happy to go into more examples, but we have funded, for instance, the largest investment in apprenticeships so that community members can earn a living while they're learning a skill, getting a certification, and directly tied to employment. So Harris County is open for business. We want to partner with businesses, and we want to make sure we're breaking down barriers to do work with the county.
And your team, by the way, which is a crackerjack team of young professionals, experienced professionals who are out in the community. I know that on social media, you're always promoting the different workshops and opportunities to come and learn about that. So talk to us a little bit about your footprint out in the community, supporting the things that you just mentioned, whether it's workforce, education, or business. Tell us what you're doing out in the community to provide this information.
Yes. So I believe that government works for the people and needs to be in the community. So we have been doing these workshops at our community centers. We have 10 community centers in Precinct 4. We have been partnering with churches and other places of worship to get really into the congregations, to meet people where they are. We're partnering with community colleges, local businesses. We want to get that information out. And anyone who's listening who may want to partner and help co-host a session in the community, we are here and we want to make sure we're getting the message out, because we know it's so challenging to start a business and run a business, and government needs to go to you, and it needs to be a facilitator and make things easier.
And I know one of the things that your team has done, because I've participated, is that you've brought in all of these business organizations, chambers of commerce, where you've hosted us, not only to share information, but you're listening. Your team is listening in terms of what it is that we need. So thank you for that, because it's so
Yeah, of
important.
course. Thank you.
The other big question that I want to talk about or have a conversation on is a budget. Very complicated. It's billions of dollars. And we can't say yes to everything. Clearly, you, as one of the people responsible for making these big decisions, you've got to look at where our principles guide us and how we can still be fiscally responsible. So I would like you to share from your perspective, how did you arrive at your decisions and what you wanted to make sure was included in the Harris County budget?
My team and I were so happy to really roll up our sleeves and work for months in partnership with my colleagues and the over 70 departments and with the community. So many of you showed up for these community town halls, took online surveys to tell us what you wanted to prioritize. So we were able to pass a balanced budget, closed our deficit to zero. We did not tap reserves whatsoever. And we passed a budget that preserved and protected what you said, the community said, were the non-negotiables. So public safety, public infrastructure, public health, and disaster preparedness and response. And I'm happy to go into more detail, but we were able to close the deficit. There will be minimal to no impact to any forward-facing community services. We were able to, and this, I used to be a chief operations officer, so some of the things weren't as sexy, but for me, we were just digging in to the over 70 departments' budgets to find ways for smart savings, how we could streamline operations, whether it's the way we buy laptops and other technology equipment, technology licenses. How can we order and consolidate that to get bulk savings, bulk cost, and things like that. And not only were we able to close the deficit, but we were also able to make a historic investment in public safety to achieve pay parity for our law enforcement officers. Our sheriffs, Harris County's on first for the unincorporated, which there's more people in unincorporated than in the city of Houston now. So our Harris County Sheriff's Office and our constables are on first. We were able to match what HPD, the raise, the approximate 36.5% raise they gave their officers. And Dr. Murillo, running a company, we already had vacancies. We were not paying market. And then when one of your competitors, which they're partnered, but one of your competitors changes the market on you and raises salaries almost 40%, you have to keep up, because when someone calls 911 in the unincorporated area, I want there to be officers to show up. So with HPD having over 1,000 vacancies, and we didn't want to hemorrhage officers and risk this mass exodus. So we were able to make historic investments while preserving all these multitude of investments in public health, in mental health, in diversion. I could go on, in the district attorney's office, the public defender, really thinking of things holistically. And ultimately, it goes back to what I had said earlier, living and growing up check to check. I did not vote in favor of going to the taxpayers to ask them to raise their taxes further. If that's needed, that's one thing, but I want to make sure we're doing the hard work of rolling up our sleeves and finding these smart strategic savings. I can go into a lot more detail, but ultimately was finding these efficiencies, matching costs to revenue sources, things that when you do the hard work and lean in, we were able to do it both and make historic investments, close the deficit, and protect everything that the community said were non-negotiables to them. So I'm very proud of the work and thankful for the collaboration that happened.
And I think what people don't understand is not when they're watching Commissioners Court online and they're seeing the conversations. There's months, as you mentioned, and teams helping prepare these budgets and analysis and comparisons. And it is not easy to arrive to a budget. And so for those of you watching, please understand this is a very complicated process. And as was mentioned, you're encouraged, sign up, go and sit. And now with technology, you can watch because there's a lot at stake and tough decisions have to be made. And so thank you for leading on this and taking care of our enforcement and making sure that there's pay parity there. But as we're wrapping up, I want to make sure that we give you the opportunity to share the last 5 minutes here. Anything else you want to touch on that you think is important for our viewers to know?
Please lean in further. Harris County is you. Harris County is ours. And Harris County is up to all of us to come together and make sure we are laser focused on delivering progress, breaking down barriers for businesses, making sure we have the workforce to continue to dominate in all of the sectors that we're currently excelling in. But we all need to come together in unity because we know the marketplace is ever evolving, and we have challenges often at the state and federal level. But what is ours in our direct hands is local government. What the city of Houston and the other 33 cities are doing, what Harris County as your county is doing. And I believe that in partnership and in unity, we can get so much more done. And I'm so proud that folks continue to move to Harris County. In fact, I represent one of the fastest growing areas of the country because they believe in the promise and opportunity that is right here in our home. But it's up to us, right? We see all the time people wanting to focus on what divides us, right? And my approach is the opposite. I'm like, we need to focus on where's the common good, where's the common purpose, and where are there opportunities to just drive progress, because we're not going back here in Harris County as far as I'm concerned. And so we have town halls all the time, community meetings all the time. We're always a call, email, text away, but my team and I are here to listen, and Harris County government is you. So we want to partner with you. If you're a business that's interested in potentially doing business with the county, please reach out, come to one of these seminars. We're happy to walk through just the different steps that are needed. And there's just really game-changing opportunities coming up, whether it's continuing to really execute on the $2.5 billion Harris Health Bond, whether it's massive infrastructure projects that we're working on with the Harris County Toll Road Authority. For example, 2 examples in my precinct are Hempstead and West Park Tollway. I mean, there's opportunities galore, but it's how can we partner better with the community to make sure that people like you and me have access to these opportunities. So I'm so grateful to be serving as your commissioner, and I'm always just a call away, and we're here to listen and improve and make sure that the American dream here in Harris County is alive and well, because I know that that's why our families chose this country, and we need to continue to make it ours in the most real, tangible, fair way possible. So, and Dr. Murillo, thank you for being one of the best leaders I've ever met, and for your authenticity and your deep commitment to our community. So thank you so much.
Commissioner Leslie Briones, who's representing us at Harris County. Again, our thanks to her and her exceptionally talented team every day trying to make Harris County better.
Thank you.
Commissioner, I must say thank you for your leadership, your professionalism, and your elegant grace in representing us every day in many, many fronts, whether it's out in the community at the grassroots level or in the most important high-level meetings that you represent us at. Continue that great work the way you are doing it. Thank you. And you've got the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce at your service. Have a great day, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Murillo.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Happy to have as our next guest the President and CEO of Community Health Choice. She is Lisa Wright, and she's joining us to tell us a little bit more, not only about Community Health Choice, but also what she's doing to make sure that they are very involved in the community. Lisa, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Dr. Murillo. It is such a privilege to be here with you this afternoon. I am so looking forward to this discussion.
Thank you so much. And you all have been very involved with us, and we're excited to have you as a partner. And you and your team have just been very active in Houston. We see you all over town, making sure that you are integrated in this great, great city that has a lot going on. But for folks who may not be familiar, first, tell us a little bit more about Community Health Choice. What is it?
Absolutely. So Community Health Choice, we are a managed care organization, also known as a health insurance company. We serve really government programs. So those that focus on Medicare, Medicaid, Marketplace. We are a component unit of Harris Health System, and we've been around for about 30 years and serve well over 450,000 people.
And not only do you do that, but you've made time to serve as the World Heart Day and American Heart Association Walk. So you are serving as the fundraising chair, no small task. What does this mean to you personally, who is already very, very busy?
Yeah. So this is important work, right? And so I love the American Heart Association. They're one of these organizations that has this mission that really hits you deeply because I mean, they are really looking to be relentless in changing how people live their life and doing it with the focus on cardiovascular health. And I mean, for me, just professionally, when I think about all the people that we serve here, there are so many people that have COPD, that have coronary artery disease, that are on high blood pressure medication. And I always say these people, it's not just a number. This is someone's mom, our grandparents, a brother, a sister. I mean, it's a human at the end of that number. And so the work they do, the research that they do, it's just very meaningful.
And it's around the corner,
Yes.
October 25th, and thousands of people will gather at TMC Helix Park. And if you've not been around that area, it's a gorgeous area to get out, and hopefully you have phenomenal weather. But again, it's really a rally cry,
It
as you
is.
mentioned, right?
It is.
And making sure that people are fit. But on top of all of this, you're raising a whole lot of money. Tell us
Oh,
about your
yeah.
fundraising goal.
We are raising $2.6 million for the American Heart Association. So no small task, but we are up for the challenge.
And Houston is a very philanthropic city.
Yeah.
And so the money that you're raising, tell us, where is this money going to come from?
Well, the money is going to be coming from all over. I mean, there's obviously many corporate donors that are donating. There's many walkers that are donating. But, you know, at the heart of these walks are survivors and are people that have reached out not only to their local community and their families, but also to the places where they work and worship each and every day. And so that's where all these dollars are coming from.
Yeah, and it's all going back again to make sure that our community is healthy and safe. So what else would you like to share with us about community health choice, Lisa?
Well, I would love to share that it's open enrollment season at Community Health Choice. And so what that means is that essentially individuals that are needing health insurance, either for dual special needs, which is also known as dual SNP, or in marketplace, it's that time of year. And we, of course, participate in both. And so we offer those services to those that are eligible. And we've been doing it since the inception.
Well, and again, we appreciate the active role that you and your entire team play. We see you all throughout the region doing important work. And again, it's open enrollment season, folks. So make sure you take advantage of that and go to the website and visit Community Health Choice. Lisa, I'll see you very soon. Thanks for everything.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Bye.
Goodbye. Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're so thrilled to have our guest on today. She and PNC Bank have been tremendous support of this chamber. Most recently, they sponsored our Data Summit and Business Expo, been very engaged in the chamber for a long time, but not just with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, but with many organizations. They have been there, they have stepped up, and they're making sure in the process, not only are they taking care of their customers, but also they're being great philanthropists. Joining us today is their regional president for the Greater Houston market, Julie Suddeth of PNC. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be with you.
Oh, well, we're always happy to have you here, and the bank does so much in this region, especially as we're seeing the growth of PNC in the market. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it has been really fun to see it all unfold. Over the past 7 years, we've had considerable growth, and I guess now we've got our eyes set on the next 7 years and trying to make all the investments we need to make to continue to support sustained growth. One example, just this morning, I actually got to go see our brand new Woodlands office at 2 Hughes Landing, and we had an office up there, but we needed an expanded space to support growth, and so it was a beautiful upgrade. You know, team has plenty of space to grow, which is great. We can add people to really support sales in the Montgomery County area. You might have also heard we were opening 15 new branches across the greater Houston region. I think our plans really center on, okay, we've got 95 branches and they're in good locations, but the Houston community is growing, we're growing. We want to be able to reach more communities. We're excited to see the investments paying dividends. We're seeing record household growth, which is a great benchmark for us to know that what we're offering is being well delivered to our customers. And one fun thing we're doing is also investing in products. There's a really cool new set of these newly designed debit cards. And so there's a set that are Hispanic inspired, and the artist really focused a lot on the details and making sure that the colors and the textiles and the spirit of what was selected reflect the Hispanic culture. That was neat.
Very nice. I want to go back to something you mentioned in the branches. Interesting, given the great capacity you have through, mobile banking, that you're opening up more branches. Tell us about that and why it's important for customers.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So I think fundamentally for our customers that the branches give them a sense of confidence. When a bank is investing at the pace that we are, I think it demonstrates our strength. It also shows that our focus is on growth and putting the customer first. Overall, the retail branches accomplish something that maybe the digital experience can't, and that it's allowing us to deliver the human connection. And we want to make sure that we've got the client at the center of what we do. And if clients want to leverage that path, then come on in, meet our team. And, it's density is important because Houston's growing and we've seen lots of data. I know you like data, Laura. So from 2010 through 2023, 1.5 million new residents in Houston. And that does necessitate that we add locations to kind of accommodate the expanded population. We see the clients come into the branches mostly when they want personalized advice, financial advice. And so our focus now is transforming the customer experience and making it, look very hospitable. And when people come in and they have a great experience, they tell their friends about us. And it's very personalized experience. We're tailoring, even in small ways, what we offer so that clients feel, okay, the bank really understands my need and they're trying to support me with that. So that's a little bit of the method to the madness. And we're going to give you a lot more detail as we start to announce more locations on where they are, but they're going to be spread out all across the network.
And on top of that, over the last 4 years, PNC has given over $10 million to charitable organizations, including the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. But I'd like you to talk about how that impacts the economy, because it's not just a contribution you're making, it has economic impact.
Yeah, I mean, $10 million is part of the $2.3 billion that we've invested in Houston in the past 4 years. And that's, really dollars that are flowing into charitable giving and supporting philanthropy. Those dollars many times can support economic development. One example is that the University of Houston SURE program. We've supported them with a $500,000 grant, and what it's designed to do is to educate entrepreneurs. And what U of H has set up is sort of a student-led. It's a class that students can enroll in where their job is to basically be a consultant and a mentor for business owners. And they pair a university student with an aspiring business owner or current business owner, and they act as providing, feedback, guidance, business plans, budgeting, and all of those things that kind of help an entrepreneur get ready to access capital. And I also think SURE does a really nice job of, promoting community engagement, and it's empowered, this under-resourced community, and it's focusing on serving entrepreneurs who would have otherwise had limited access to the educational kind of resources that they need to succeed in their business. So I think it's a win-win. The students are gaining valuable experiences, and the entrepreneurs benefit from a free consultant.
Absolutely. And we see that every day in so many different ways where you all are touching the community and it's impacting the economy, including here at the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce with you all underwriting our data summit and the information that was shared with realtors, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and others certainly has a great impact. And we're so appreciative for your investment and active engagement. Thank you so much to you and your team for all you do at PNC. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so thrilled for you to get to meet the one and only Marty Kendrick. She's doing some phenomenal work with her team over at NRG Park. You're going to learn all about the great work that the team is doing, all of the many the things that they have to do to get us ready every weekend, sometimes multiple times during a week. And she serves as the executive director and CEO for the Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation. Please welcome Marty Kendrick. Welcome, Marty.
Good morning.
We're happy to have you on, and it's a really big job. And I don't think enough people really understand the magnitude of the role that you have and the economic impact that is being made by the work that you and your board of directors and staff do. So let's just start with, you and I are friends. I've known you. You're an attorney by training, and a lot of the work you do is, requires a great lawyer, comes in handy. But tell us first, what in the world is the Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation? Let's start there.
Okay, good question. So we're the organization that was created to oversee the management and operation of the facilities that make up NRG Park. So we act as the landlord in the management and operation of that facility. And the facility is comprised of the stadium and the center and the Astrodome, other storage facilities. And as you know, the Texans and the rodeo, those are our two main largest tenants. And so it's where the Texans and play and the rodeo performs, but it's also because it's a asset of Harris County, it's where the community can come and be protected and provided for in the event we have a weather emergency or weather event that requires us to provide a safe place for our community members.
And that has happened before, and it's a very well-oiled machine. And in addition to the team that works there, you also work and collaborate with partners, right, that are contracted out.
Absolutely. So Legends Global is the operator. So we contract that organization and that team out to actually do the day-to-day operations of the park and the management from a project management, from a facility standpoint, and also from a programming. I don't know, a lot of people don't realize that, yes, this is where the Texans play, and this is where we have the rodeo every year, but we also host other events and programming. So we do about 500 events a year. So we are a busy, busy facility. We have more events than we have days in the year. Sometimes they go on simultaneously. So you can imagine what logistically and from a project management standpoint that requires. And Legends Global is excellent at what they do and proud to have them as partners and working with their team.
And you report to the county commissioners, is that correct?
That's correct. I have a board of directors and then I have the county commissioners and the commissioners court.
Yes, yes. So again, if you haven't figured it out, guys, a very complex structure with a lot of detail, a lot of logistics and moving parts. And one thing that I think folks would find interesting is that we're growing grass right now, right? Out there at NRG to prep for the World Cup is what I understand.
Yes, so as you can imagine, we are poised to be on the big stage, a global stage, where we are going to host 7 out of the 104 games for FIFA, the largest sporting event in the country on the globe. And so, of course, there's some pre-planning, some pre-paving, and things that have to happen before that takes place in 2026. So from a facility standpoint, making sure that we have the pitch integrity prepared in for FIFA standards. As you know, we have a football field, but the pitch is wider. And so we had to make accommodations to widen the field and restructure the bowl so that it could fit a pitch. In addition, in the soccer, they don't play on turf, they play on real grass. So that's an endeavor. We have amazing vendors that come in and grow the grass, and we can't have the roof open. It has to be done with certain air conditioning and grow lights. And then there's technology that goes under the pitch that either puts moisture in or pulls moisture out to ensure that we have the grass grown and that we can maintain it for 7 games.
Just one of the exciting things that your team is doing, and of course, the partnership with the Sports Authority, which is a separate entity, but a lot of partnerships. And so, Marty, you've got clearly a very full agenda. How do you stay focused just day to day and keep that great smile, no matter how many folks are pulling and asking for your attention? How do you make all of that happen?
Oh my goodness. Well, 2 things. One, I have an amazing team. I've been fortunate to be able to, one of the roles as a CEO is you always want to make sure you've got the right people doing the right things for the right reasons and they're in the right role. And I've been lucky to bring a team on that is just excellent at that. So my team keeps me focused. They are skilled in the departments and the divisions that they are responsible for. So they make my job easy. And I'm just having a good time. Laura, you and I talk all the time about, how committed we are to what it is that we do professionally. And we, as you can attest, we get a huge sense of satisfaction of what we do in our careers and how we're able to roll up our sleeves and dig our heels in and just do a good job in whatever it is we're tasked to do. So that's what keeps me smiling and that's what keeps me motivated to show up every day and give my best.
Yes, and you've got an extraordinary board that's very supportive of the work that you do.
Oh
And
my goodness. I
we're
can't say
so
enough about my board. Yes.
Yeah, and they are so proud of you and they're cheering you on. And that's a big part of being a CEO is making sure you've got the right team and staying focused. And you're doing all of that. And the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, so happy to have you all as a partner with us and very engaged with your team, your participation, so that we can continue to drive business and keep our economy strong. So Marty, for this and so much more, thanks for all that you and your team do.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure to spend this morning with you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, we have interim CEO of Metro, Tom Jason. He's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the great planning that's occurring now. So, Tom, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Murillo. It's a real pleasure to be here with you on this broadcast.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the engagement that you all have with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for many, many years now. And so we're going to start out with this Metro Now plan. I know you've got a lot of road repairs, microtransit, accessibility, and safety upgrades. Tell us a little bit about what you want your riders to feel when they're on Metro.
So right now, what we want our riders to feel is confidence. We want them to feel safe. We want them to feel that the system is clean and it is manageable. That includes both reliability as well as accessibility. So we're really focused on restoring that public confidence that this is it is safe and it is clean to ride again, and the numbers are reflecting it. So our ridership continues to go up, and we have plans to continue to improve all of those functions, whether it be our safety or our cleanliness. We are doubling down and putting more and more resources toward those things. So in essence, we went back to basics. We call it Metro Now. And that the real focus here for me is to deliver a first quality service, but in essence, to do that, the reason for doing that is to restore the ridership. And so we are growing. We want to continue to grow, and we want it to be the safest, cleanest system in the country.
So also around the corner, in addition to just making sure the daily riders continue to have great experiences, you've got this massive international event coming to Houston, which is World Cup FIFA in 2026. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you all are doing in preparation for that?
So there's obviously extensive planning underway and coordination with all of the partners, and Metro will play a critical role as we have, hundreds of thousands of people that come in from other countries to view these games. And at the same time, we have hundreds of thousands of people riding our system every day. And so we're going to have a real challenge, but it doesn't mean we're not up to it. We have a system that can serve us very well. We're planning to augment our system. We're adding features that are a little different to attract folks in a little bit of a different way, such as microtransit. We are adding different direct to downtown bus service from Bush Airport. We're looking at Hobby. We're looking at other potential connection points while people are here for the FIFA days. It's a 39-day extravaganza that we're expecting, and we are going to stand up and be ready for every single one of them.
I'm curious, and you talk about the bus rides from the airports to downtown. Will you have any practice runs on some of this? I imagine you will, right?
That is correct. We're actually running it now. So today you can get on a bus at the GRB and hop with no stops and have direct service to Bush Terminal C. We're working with the airport to enhance that experience, and we may even relocate it. But the bottom line is we're going to have the best possible service for everyone traveling to and from the airport and downtown.
Excellent. And lastly, I know that we've heard a lot about Metro's investment in infrastructure, and your chamber has recently hosted an infrastructure summit where we had all 4 of the county commissioners. We had directors from the city and county to talk specifically about infrastructure and making sure businesses, engineers, architects, and contractors and others could get updated information about these opportunities. So on that note, talk to us, please, about some of the projects from IAH 500 route in partnerships with Uber and Lyft, curb to curve, and how Metro is involved in that.
Sure, we're doing, and in addition to the services you described, curb to curb is an enhancement in an area that doesn't have significant bus service. And we've added a potential to provide some relief for kind of the over subscribed numbers. And so wherever we can, we're using an Uber and Lyft alternative. They call it Uber Transit. But the bottom line is we have, as I said, a growing demand for ridership. And then coming back to the infrastructure, one of the things that we're really focused on is improving all of our state of good repair. We're replacing not just the public facing, but we're replacing Metro facilities that have been dilapidated for years. We're replacing roofs, basically all of the facilities that we operate out of. We're replacing, improving all of our transit centers, and you'll see a refreshing of the rail platforms. So there are significant improvements to all of our equipment, the rail equipment. We're bringing in 350 new buses. So there is just a refresh on everything, and it is leading to a situation that we ran into, and that is the condition of the streets was so bad, particularly for some of our heavy local transit routes. So Metro has now taken on to partner with the city and the county and others to address some of those street conditions. And you'll see paving operations that Metro is doing in partnership with the others to improve that ride for not just the bus passenger, but for everybody. Once we tear up a street, we don't want to only tear up a portion. We want to tear it up and fix it as quickly as possible. And that is what we're focused on. You see it on Westheimer, Washington. We're on Hillcroft. We'll be on Harrisburg. We're going to see more and more street improvements that are going to benefit everyone, including that Metro passenger.
And we saw that on Texas, right in front of the stadium there, get taken care of before the season began. And certainly all of those Astros fans are most appreciative. Tom, to you and your team, thanks for all that you do at Metro, and thank you for being great partners to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We'll see you real soon.
Thank you. We love our partnership with the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, we're going to talk to Council Member Joaquin Martinez, who's been very, very committed to this city and to business and this Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo. Happy to be here with you. Excited to help folks get informed.
Yes, absolutely. So we got 3 topics. We've got trash and tax. We got MWBE and tech. So we're going to start out with trash and this tax rate. What do folks need to know about trash and their tax rate?
Yeah, so what I would say first is we have been working very hard the last 2 years to right size the department. In the last 3 to 4 years, we've increased the number of folks that we have as far as folks that we pick up trash for, about 45,000 new homes. And we can't continue to do the same thing. What we're doing now, though, is that we're focused on the operations, making sure that we're right sizing the department, making sure that we're running through better efficiencies, making sure we're not duplicating some of the same services. But what I do want folks to know is that we have been talking about a trash fee here at City Hall. We are the largest municipality without a trash fee. We've had about those 45,000 residents that have come in outside of the city of Houston. And when they come into the city, they call 311 and they say, hey, set up my trash fee. And we don't have a trash fee for them. What we're hoping is that a trash
Maybe
fee.
we should set up a trash fee. If you ask, you should get a trash fee just for asking the question.
I agree with you. I think we should, and we've been missing. That's a great point. We've been missing the boat on it, right? And we want to anticipate anywhere between an $80 to $100 million effort when it comes to this new revenue source. Would be enterprise fund that would go directly to the solid waste department. Ultimately, first, we're right now over the next 4 to 6 months is operations. But then once we've done everything, I feel like we need to start talking about where can we bring in new revenue to make sure that we're addressing core services.
Absolutely. I mean, the city has grown by leaps and bounds and the needs are greater. And I know that our mayor has put a very big priority on making sure that our city is clean and efficient and trimming down everywhere that you all can. So this is a huge priority. And so is another one that you've been leading the effort, and that is with the MWBE program at City Hall. Your chamber has been out there advocating for businesses to make sure that they have the opportunity to do business. So what would you like to say to the entrepreneurs and businesses?
So first, I want to say thank you to you, to the Hispanic Chamber. We've had several other large, small, medium-sized businesses, minority businesses, women businesses that have been advocating for a true MWBE program. What I would tell all MWBE program companies is that we're open for business. We don't want to limit anyone. We don't want to limit minorities, whether Latino, Asian, or women. We are now in the new conversations about what a new MWBE with an expanded small business enterprise program looks like. We know that with the way things have been moving across, not just here in the city, but in the state and nationally, that small business enterprises are where we're going towards ultimately. And so we're preparing ourselves. We're expanding the percentage of what that small SBE is at the city of Houston, making sure that we are having more mentee type of programs here at the city of Houston. And I guess if there's one thing that I want to tell small businesses, that we want to set you up for success. So as you engage in our Office of Business Opportunity, know that my office, my team will continue to advocate for all small businesses. I think that's, we understand that they're the backbone to our communities, to our city. But then also, as you're doing that, what is it that you can do to make sure that your business continues to grow? And I think engaging in the Hispanic chamber, engaging in your Asian chamber, the Black chamber, and engaging in those entities that will help ensure that you're connected. But don't forget to come to the Office of Business Opportunity and lean into my office to ensure that there's opportunities, whether at the airport, whether it's public works, whether it's goods and services.
Back to the MWBE program, a lot of work being done there, a lot of advocacy to make sure that people are proactive to go to your website and see what opportunities present themselves and to start early, to try to get in with joint ventures, et cetera. And this is why the Chamber held an infrastructure summit most recently, and we had representatives and directors from the city of Houston and the county to make sure that businesses are ready. We all know that resources are being stretched, and so if we can collaborate and with the help of your office and our mayor and city council, So I know that we can definitely do this, and we can take care of our trash. We can make sure MWBE is good and open the door for more tech. So council member, thank you so much for all you do and your team. We appreciate them being just on the go all the time. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo.